I'm Josh. This is Colin. And this is Perseverance, our floating off-grid home. Come explore with us as we sail to new places, we learn how to protect our environment, and see how we coexist with nature. We'll also make lots of friends along the way. Alright, this morning I'm going to head to Great Bridge, and it should only be about 20 miles, so hopefully a nice, easy 4-hour day. I know a couple of marinas that could be a good place to stop for fuel and water along the way, but if I don't find a good spot, I will, or if it's busy, I'll just keep going to Great Bridge. Anyway, let's get going. Alright, so we had a dredging boat pass close on my starboard side, and then we've got this big vessel behind me here. They just gave me a call, said they want me to slow down. I offered to slow down so they could pass, and so I'll hang out here and let them pass and get you some view of that. It's very busy out here today. It's a little windy, it's cold, but otherwise going pretty well. On another note, I don't know if we caught something on our keel or if our max prop isn't pushing enough water, but it just seems like we're moving slower than we should be. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. That might be a diver, so I'll get back to you. Alright, so here's the ship passing me on my port side. I don't know if you can get a view of it there, but let them go by. They said they have another ship up ahead, so they were just hoping to get by me to allow that ship to have enough space I can actually see it up ahead. So we're still in 32 feet of water here just outside the channel. Since I thought there was something wrapped around the keel or the prop, I decided to put a camera in the water, but I just could not see anything. So after several failed attempts, I decided to have a diver meet me at the Tidewater Marina so he could take a look at the prop for me. Alright, so we've got a diver checking the keel and the rudder and prop to make sure there's nothing wrapped or caught down there. We were getting some slow going for a while the last time we motored today, and so I stopped early. Someone luckily came out right away, and then they're going to also change the pitch on our prop, assuming it's all good, and they said they've done the new max prop easy before, so we will have them change that pitch up to 20 degrees, I think, and we've got a 15-inch prop, or 4, I don't know. We'll put what we've got in there on the video. And what else? Yeah, hopefully nothing bad down there. If there's something bad down there, hopefully he'll get some video for me. He said he would be willing to bring the camera down there. So anyway, we'll see what we get. Alright, so he just went down to remove the old set screw. And I've got the bolt here, which says 20 on the bottom for 20 degree. And so hopefully we'll get some extra speed out of that. You're good. Got it. Yep. Here's the other one. If you notice the difference between these two, the one on the left side, your left, has much higher divots, convex, whatever, and the one on the right is the old one. I think this was already all in when we got it, received it. So anyway, might have to review my video and see why that might be. I'll call PYI. is recording.
All right.
Thank you. When I reviewed this video after the diver left, I was surprised how good the bottom, prop, and zinc actually looked. Alright, so the diver has been down under the boat, and nothing was wrapped. No crab pots, no nets, no nothing. The prop is probably over-greased, so that could be why I was noticing some slowdown, because the water's getting cooler. They said if it's over-greased and the water's getting cooler, it could be preventing it from getting to a full pitch position. So hopefully now that the diver put on the new 20-degree bolt, we'll get hopefully another 1.5 knots of speed, and I will report tomorrow on that fact, so we'll see. And right now I'm working on the engine. I have a tip, at least for our engine, on how to I guess tighten the alternator belt, because ours always seems to come loose no matter how tight we make it. If anyone has any advice on how to tighten that bolt, I'm just, right now, my tip is just a way to tighten and move the bolt into the most extended position, I guess, so the belt is tight around the alternator and the starter and the engine. I think those are the 3 things that goes around. In any case, I have a fixed wrench, and I'm just gonna tap on it with a mallet as I tighten it. I found this to be the easiest way to make it as tight as possible. Because the issue is if it's too loose, you can't just move it over to tighten it. If it's too tight, you can't move it over, but with a mallet you can. I don't know if our belt stretches, but as you can see, it definitely shreds, and this is the correct belt. We've confirmed this a bunch of times. This is all belt crap. The engine is actually quite nice condition. No rust or anything, but this belt stuff comes off because the belt comes loose, and I don't know why. We can't seem to keep this as tight as I would like to. So if anyone has any advice on that, please let us know. But for now, we just continually tighten. And maybe it's just the belt aging, but we replace them fairly often. I mean, we've only owned the boat a couple of years now, and we replace them like once every 6 months, it seems like. And I've got 2 extra ones just because it seems like we go through them so much. So this is much tighter now. Beforehand, it was definitely moving clearly up and down. And this had moved to about this position. You can almost see where it was. That's where it likes to rest. So I'm gonna hammer this over. This is probably tight enough, but I'm going to tighten this down, and we will see if that helps. All right, that is as tight as I'm comfortable making it. I mean, it's, I just don't know. So anyway, if anyone has advice on how tight you can make that, please let me know. Alright, so this morning I departed the dock and messed up turning on the camera, unfortunately. This is the, you know, another real life, you know, situation where you don't get the footage and it sucks. But I had a good departure from the dock. It was textbook, light wind. I backed out, you know, turned nice and slow, bow past, you know, all the pilings, and then just motored out. It was great. And then I come out into the channel, and there's a gas tanker coming, and then a police boat rushes up to me and says, you know, we're gonna stay between you and the gas tanker. So they, I guess, were just protecting it. Had lots of security, so that was interesting. But now I'm on my way, and but now I'm on my way, heading to Great Bridge and possibly beyond. I'm hoping to get to the top of the right before the Albemarle Sound, however you say it. And I will hang out there for a day because there's going to be a blow, but I know a really good protected spot, and then I'll leave early in the morning to continue on. So we just went through that train bridge in Gilmerton again. I don't know if you can see it up there. And all those boats, all these boats up ahead of me. We're waiting. Luckily they called for me. And I gave him a ring to let him know I was the last one through. But, you know, because we're the slowest. But we're through that and moseying on. Now I'm part of a small fleet again to the lock. Hopefully I can keep up with them until we get to the lock. So as I mosey on down the river here, which is the southern branch of the Elizabeth River, I guess. Still trying to figure out, I'm still pretty sure we're at about slack tide. Of course my tack is not reading properly and its wind is light, but in a different direction than the current. So if the current's slack, it's really hard for me to tell whether it's with me, against me, or slack. I do think that we're about slack tide right now. And I think I'm going about 2,400 RPM and I'm going 5.6, 5.7 knots. So that's a preliminary estimate. I mean, maybe 5.4. We need the tack to be fixed or replaced, and I need an actual flat, calm spot to test our speed. I know we're faster, I just don't know how much faster. Man, I can already smell the pine trees up ahead of me. The wind is going straight through a huge grove of pine trees and it smells really good. Alright, so a couple things. I'm at the Great Bridge Lock. We've got several boats waiting behind me to go through the bridge. Luckily, I was first, and right here is very calm. I'm right in front of the lock. Being that it's calm on the other side of a lock, there's, I believe, like no current right here, and there's a very light wind ahead of me. The benefit of that is I could go downstairs to use the restroom. Something to consider about solo sailing is if you're in the ICW motoring, there's not a lot of spots where you can just go downstairs for long periods of time. This is so calm and I'm not moving. I'm moving so little that I was confident in going downstairs, using the restroom, not number one. And I was able to do that, but still had to make it quick. So the deal with the lock is, it says it on the chart, but at least for southbound traffic, you have to arrive at the lock 30 minutes before you're supposed to go through, because I think you have to make the bridge, which opens on the hour and a half hour or something like that. So you go through the lock, which you have to arrive at 30 minutes prior. They just opened it, or they closed the gate for southbound traffic at 10:30 a.m. and the boats are through by, I don't know, 10:45. It's a small lock. And then they're waiting for the bridge, which just opened now at 11. I see it opening up ahead of me. The lock will let any of the boats going northbound in, let them out, and then we once again, the lock should be open by 20 after, he said. So 11:20. Everyone will be in the lock by 11:30, and then it will be through by like 11:40 or 11:50, waiting for the bridge. So that's how the Great Bridge Lock and Great Bridge operate.
I'm going to take the middle of that. You're going to keep both ends. Hold on to both ends.
Thank you. As usual, I hope there's not food in my teeth because I just ate a sandwich. But just got into Great Bridge, the free dock on the south side, I guess. Helped a couple other boats get in. But when I was recording going into the lock, they were rushing everyone, and I was the first boat, and I was stressed out when I just shouldn't be. I should just, you know, take the time I need, and I was still way ahead of the boat behind me. You know, came into the to the wall, slow, no issue. The guy grabbed the forward line, which is awesome. I didn't know he could do that from the actual lock wall. I was gonna give him the aft line. I didn't realize I still had some forward motion, and so the anchor kissed the dock, or the fender, or the rub rail, and so I got the pin that secures the anchor is a little bit bent, so I'm gonna have to bend that back. So, you know, every day something can break, and every day something usually does break, even if it's small, whenever you're moving the boat, even if you don't hit anything. So lesson learned, you know, we try to learn from every bump and bad approach and all this, so not too big a problem considering it could always be worse. So anyway, I'm gonna go get a couple groceries and head back to the boat and relax. I've met a couple other boats that are on the dock here, so I might hang out with them tonight. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. It really helps our channel grow. If you enjoy our content, please consider supporting us on Patreon.